Sterling Sharpe's ceiling was limitless. After an outstanding career at South Carolina, Sharpe would burst onto the scene as the 7th overall pick in 1988, catching 55 passes for 791 yards and 1 touchdown. What followed was 3 first-team All-Pros and 5 Pro Bowls. He also led the league in receptions 3 times, touchdowns twice, and yards once. An ascending star, Sharpe would begin to reach the height of his powers in 1992, when the Packers gave the keys to a relatively unproven quarterback they traded a first-round pick for, named Brett Favre. Sharpe and Favre's chemistry was instant and undeniable. Sharpe would go on to win the coveted Triple Crown title their first year together, and the duo would continue taking the league by storm for the next 2 years. In their 3 seasons together, Favre and Sharpe would connect 306 times for 3,755 yards and a whopping 41 touchdowns. Sharpe would go on to break the single-season record for receptions in 1992 with 108, a record he would break again the following year with 112, making him the first receiver to have over 100 receptions in consecutive seasons. As for receiving touchdowns, his 18 in 1994 are still tied for the 3rd most all-time in a season, and are tied for the most in Packer history. Sharpe was well on his way to being one of the greatest wide receivers ever, until things took a sudden turn on December 18, 1994, when he suffered a neck injury while playing against the Atlanta Falcons. Sharpe somehow managed to play in the season finale the following week and had a spectacular performance no less, catching 9 passes for 132 yards and 3 touchdowns. However, he would re-aggravate the injury, and after further examination, it was determined that he would no longer be able to play, forcing him into retirement at 29. Utterly devastating for someone that played in all 112 regular season games of their career. Many say Sharpe was the only receiver keeping pace with Jerry Rice. In the span of his 7-year career, Sharpe was second in both receptions and receiving yards, and was 3rd in touchdowns. He unfortunately missed out on Green Bay's 1996 championship run, but had he stayed healthy, there's no telling how many more championships the Packers may have been able to secure. In his 2 lone playoff appearances, Sharpe averaged nearly 6 receptions, 115 yards, and 2 touchdowns, production which could have helped propel the Packers into a dynasty. While he may not have been able to fully blossom into the superstar he was destined to be, Sharpe's career was as dominant as any. And after much waiting, he will finally be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this year, making him and his brother Shannon as the only brothers to ever be enshrined. I want to thank you for watching, and I would love to hear your thoughts on Sterling Sharpe.